Welcome back. The final Democratic debate before the Iowa caucuses took place last night in South Carolina. Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, Martin O'Malley on the stage as well, going at one another on a wide range of issues. Joining us now with analysis, Glenn Thrush. He's chief political correspondent for Politico. Welcome back. Good to have you here.
Great to see you.
Takeaways from last night's debate. I felt you had to feel bad a little bit for Martin O'Malley. He had to fight to get onto the stage, and then it seemed like there was this effort by everyone to minimize the poor guy. He had to struggle to get in. A lot of barbs between Clinton and Sanders.
The signature moment for Martin O'Malley was when he interrupts Andrea Mitchell to say, give me some time, and she literally ignored him as if he wasn't even there. But yeah, the main attraction here was Hillary Clinton, who feels the threat from Bernie Sanders. I just got back from 6 days in Iowa. That's real. That's a dogfight there, too close to call. It shouldn't have been that way in the eyes of many Clinton people. But her response to this is to try to drag him down, to try to bring up his negatives. And the reason she's doing that is because she can't bring up her own positives.
Does the Clinton camp regret not taking Sanders on more directly and sooner, and was last night part of an effort to move in that direction?
I'll take a slightly counterintuitive view of this. I don't think she took him on directly enough last night. Look, we have a lot of this. I was actually just got off the phone with a Clinton operative before I came on, and I was just arguing with this person who was like, "There's all we've raised all these points about Bernie Sanders, issues on guns, on health care." Hillary Clinton did not articulate it in one punchy message. If she's going to say Bernie Sanders isn't fit to be president, doesn't have enough experience, let her say that. Instead, it was dribs and drabs. And the one thing you want to say about Bernie Sanders is the guy knows his message, he sticks with it, and it's working for him. So she could take a page from Bernie and just go straight at him.
What are the prospects, as you and I talk here today, that he goes 2-0 in Iowa, that he wins the caucus and wins the first in the nation primary in New Hampshire? What are the odds of that, and what's the narrative if he does take the first two in terms of perceived momentum?
Yeah, I'm not going to be wishy-washy on this. I think it's a 50-50 shot. I think he's going to win New Hampshire pretty handily, okay? And to a certain extent, that helps the Clinton people because they can move resources into Iowa that they would otherwise spend in New Hampshire. But I think he's got a 50-50 shot in Iowa, and if he does that, things get really interesting. She's got a big firewall: Nevada with Latino voters, South Carolina with black voters, and the Super Tuesday states. And really the argument she will make immediately coming out of that is that these were the two of the whitest states in the country with a very white-friendly candidate. And right now the Democratic Party, more than half of the electorate are blacks and Latinos. So she will make that argument. Now, on the flip side, expectations are low right now for Clinton. If she takes Iowa, I think you can make a reasonable case that it's game over for Bernie Sanders.
I wonder how many Democrats have been thinking, I like what Bernie Sanders says, and I like his energy, but I'm not going to support him because I don't think he's going to be the nominee, and I have some electability questions. How much, to the extent that there are those people, how are they impacted by strong Sanders performances in the early states? In other words, does he win by winning?
As usual, you are brilliant.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for having everybody, and drive.
Perfect. That's exactly the dilemma that Clinton is facing, right? The problem, though, is right now the argument's flipped. When I'm in Iowa, when I'm in New Hampshire, I'm getting a lot of people saying to me, she's going to win anyway, but I'm going for Bernie. What she needs to do is create a sense of urgency so that people realize that they're going to kill her if they vote against her in Iowa.
What are you looking for in, well, what were some of the moments from last night? What haven't we talked about in terms of the moments, the takeaways?
Well, I think I'll give you one for each side. I think Bernie Sanders has discovered gold in this Goldman Sachs argument against her. She took $600,000 in paid speaking fees. He hasn't gone after her that directly on that. He did last night. And I think she really has an issue here on the guns. He flip-flopped. He now supports suits against gun manufacturers. He looks like a regular politician, so I think they both did each other damage last night.
3 candidates on the stage, 2 got a lot of time. One guy, the local man, former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley, it was painful to watch him struggle for air. Glenn Thrush, chief political correspondent for Politico. Thanks as always for stopping by. We'll talk with you again, and thank you for the kind words.
It's great to see you.
We're back with the program note after this.